Hang on.
And Sir Pat said no.
Okay, let's try this one because for some reason
There we go.
it's low now. Just. Okay, well, let's try this one because for some reason you got to be kidding me.
No,
Why didn't it start when it's supposed to?
I don't know.
Wow, I've just been talking to myself for 35 minutes.
You gotta be kidding me.
No.
Why didn't it start when it's supposed to?
Okay. Guys, can you all hear me and see me right
You're
now?
going to have to repeat everything you said.
I know I am.
Okay.
All right, darling, thank you.
Can you all hear me and see me right now?
Pull the door.
I know I am. All right, darling, thank you.
Let me check the door. Guys,
Pull the door.
gotcha.
I know I am.
What's playing here at the moment? Hold on, guys.
Let me check the door. Guys, pull the door. Gotcha.
Okay, I see what I've got to do.
What's playing here at the moment? Hold on, guys. Let me check the door. Guys, pull the door. Gotcha. Okay, I see what I've got to do. Playing here at the moment. Hold on, guys. Let me check the door. Guys, pull the door. Gotcha. Okay, I see what I've got to do. Playing here at the moment.
Yeah, I know I've got an echo. I'm just thinking, how the hell can I kill this echo at the moment? I think I've been talking to myself for 35 minutes. It said scheduled start and it didn't actually start. So I've got to do the whole thing all over again. Call me. Hold on a second.
I've been talking to myself for 35 minutes. It said scheduled start and it didn't actually start.
Okay. Is that better? Guys, do you know what? I was sitting here thinking, wow, there's not many people online. Yeah, now I know why. We're only like, what, half hour more late, although I started bang on 6 o'clock. I don't know what YouTube's doing. I've been sitting here talking to myself for the best part of 35 minutes. To the point, I've gone through a half a bottle of wine already. So I guess I got to start it all over again. Fantastic. Guys, let's do this. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Supernatural Files. So before I carry on any further, final check. Can you see me and can you hear me okay? Somebody just say yes. Then I will carry on. Thank God for my wife. I've been sitting here chatting for the next hour or two, all on my own. You guys have all been sitting there going, well, that's good, that's charming. We're all sitting here waiting for Don, our loyal supporters and followers, and he don't even turn up. Thank you, Paddy, darling. I knew there's a reason I married you. Yes, thank you, Adam. So, can I also take it that nobody has seen anything from the start of the show up to now? I'm just trying to establish whether it started and then cut off. If you haven't seen anything, just say no. And I can start all over again. At least I've had a rehearsal, I guess. Are we starting from scratch, guys? Somebody? No. I asked you questions there. Okay, let me reiterate. Sorry. Am I starting from scratch? Answer that question for me, please. Am I starting from scratch, guys? Come on. Just a yes. Thank you, Athena. Oh my God, I'm exhausted already with this. Fantastic. Thank you, YouTube, whatever you did. All right, so tonight, I feel like taking a break already, and apparently I've not started yet. Tonight, we're going to cover a lot of stuff, guys. My first introduction to Becky. A little bit about the Gain It case, because that is actually important, which carries on and ties into something else, which ties into the big TV production thing I'm doing with the Hollywood production company at the moment, which is going out in the summer. This is going to be featured on there as part of that as well. So this is relevant. Right, before I do a goddamn thing now, guys. How are you all? First question, priority. How are you guys? How are you all doing? Patty, thank you so much, darling. She's such a brilliant wife. I swear to God. And I got to say that because she's watching, obviously. Right, okay. So I'm just going to jump in. Great. Okay, mate. Fantastic. I assume everyone's doing great. I'm sorry for the cockapellia, but that is totally not my fault. I said no responsibility whatsoever. Okay, so the TV production people that I'm working with at the moment, they've been asking the people, they've actually flown over to the UK this week, interviewed a whole lot of people that worked with me in the past and been on cases with me. And the question that they relayed to me is the production people, the executive producers saying, so who do you think Becky is or what Becky is? Sounds like a major cat fight going on. I hope it's not my cat. Anyway, we're going to get to that later. But in the meantime, yeah, me and Becky met many years ago now. I got called to Gainers on a case. She was actually trying to get away from it all because it was just too much thought was going on in the house. So she went to Lanzarote. A friend of hers contacted me for a recommendation saying, yeah, Don, can you go and check this place out? I'm not going to give you the long version, but I don't just take a case. I go around and interview the client a couple of times before I say, yeah, I will take your case. Because, you know, there's a lot of funny people out there. And some people just want attention. And we don't do them sort of cases. So we went round, agreed to take the case, went down with a colleague, Tony, fantastic guy. This is when I'm my team in the UK, JSI, Paranormal UK. And during the investigation, it was most apparent to me that I was in the presence of a female. Didn't know at this point who she was, what she was, where she was from, what she wanted, or what her name was. So I thought, has she got any abilities? Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's results we're after. Not just voices, results. So I put out a temperature gun. I can't remember what it was at, but you'll see the clip in a minute. And I said, can you, rather casually, take the temperature back down? The temperature down for me. This voice just went, yes. Absolutely fantastic. I was like, wow. We're going to play this clip now. I need you to note how much the temperature came down in what time period, because that is important. And that also corresponds to another clip I'm going to play in a little while after that. George, good evening, sir. There was a cockapelli with YouTube, not myself, sir, so it was about half hour late. I spent half hour talking to myself, apparently. Okay, so this is the first ever introduction to Becky. Listen very carefully to the voice. You will hear yes.
Can you take the temperature back up for us? Can you take the temperature back up for us? Okay, straight back up to 48.9, 50.
$18 degrees, guys. 18 degrees in 14 minutes. We're talking around about the freezing temperature of water. That was fascinating. Obviously, you didn't see the clip. I was saying, Becky, can you take it down? Can you take it down? Can you take it down? I think it started at 50 or 60. Oh, no, it said 18 degree difference, didn't it? So you can do the calculations there. So that was my first ever introduction to Becky. Wow, I was intrigued. How often do you go into a place, you ask someone to do something, go, yes, and they do it? Fantastic. So over time, now, I was a little bit suspicious of Becky because I started to get a lot of nice recordings and replies, and she had a nice voice, which was very helpful. And bearing in mind, this is a place I called that portal picture, which people that follow, I've seen the thing coming from the corner of the kitchen. So we all know that certain types of spirits can present themselves as certain types of spirits, even if that's not the actual type of spirit they actually really are. So, yeah, I'm nobody's fool. Who is this Becky? Is she really who she proclaims to be? Could she be something pretending to be something other than what she really is? So, over quite a long period of time, I frequented Gainers. I mean, the whole thing with Gaynors, I was on that case for 3 years in total, not to resolve it. Gaynor was making claims of being beaten by a poltergeist and having to sleep with pillows on her head and all sorts of weird and wonderful and wild shit. And she got a lot of criticism for this. It's the most active homeowner's house I've ever been in all my years. So like I was saying, I was a little bit curious who's this Becky. Over time, I got more and more comfortable with her, and this relationship started to develop to the point a council asked me to investigate Abbey Park in the UK. These ruins, I made reports of this and that. I did that. So before I went, I said, last time I was at Gaynors, Becky, I've got to do this investigation at Abbey Park. Would you meet me there and help me? She said, yes. I totally forgot about it. It was 2 or 3 weeks later, and I'm at Abbey Park. I feel this presence of a female. I put the recorder. I said, who's that? It's Becky. Then I remembered. You mean you've actually kept our appointment to meet me here and help me? She said, yes. Fantastic. What about that? Isn't that something? That is really something, isn't it? So I did the investigation. She led me to believe that I know where Colonel Wolseley is actually buried. They found the King Richard III. They said, what we've got to do now, we've got to find Colonel Wolseley. Newsflash, I know where he is. Just saying, you know where I am. So the relationship developed. In the end, after quite some time, I said, Becky, will you come and stay with me and help me to help people? Because obviously it's a massive asset. Investigators, mediums, or whatever go into a place and say, it's okay, it's all sorted now, everything's good. How do you know that? How can you possibly know that? Well, depending on your belief structure, you can run around with stage sticks. You can do the abracadabra or whatever and say, oh yeah, it's all clear now, you're all good. How do you know that? If you was a spirit, a nasty spirit in a person's house, and someone came round, even if sage sticks worked, I'm not going to offer any comment on that, each to their own. If I was a spirit person, I would think, okay, I'm going to hop out of here and I can pop back later. No problem. How simplistic is that? I'll just hop out of here. I'll come back later. How can a person know a place is sorted, clear, clean, healthy? The fact of the matter is, I don't want to step on anybody's toes, but you know what? Let's just be logical about this. As a human being, with whatever belief structure you've got, there is no way on this planet that you can know that. You can wish that, you can believe that yourself, but you can never know that, because you know what? You can't see what's going on. There could be 50 spirits in the garden waiting for you to leave. Okay, they're gone now. Let's pop back in again and just carry on, causing mayhem and annoying people or whatever, making them feel uncomfortable. With Becky by my side, and this has been proven many, many times, including the case in Northampton, where voices coming out of the air that independent people heard, like, I will kill you, break his legs, etc., etc. There's a video all about that, as you know, guys, that follow me on this channel. It's all there. Northampton haunting or something like that. So can you imagine having Becky say, Becky, what's going on? Becky, can you and the guys sort this out? Is it sorted? Yes. That is the only way that you can know a place is, let's call it healthy, calm, and peaceful again. Otherwise, it's assumption, it's wishful thinking, and it's, I hope so. Because the client will never know, because they don't know any different than what you tell them. Problem being with that is whether on the phone a week later or 2 days later saying, you said it was cleared and there's still stuff going on. And you know what? I've come across people that have had people in that said, it's all sorted now. Here's your dollars, here's your pounds. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good job. And then I've gone around to find that there's nothing been changed at all. And it's only with the intervention of myself and Becky. And I can actually say and record, say, Becky, what's happening? Is it sorted? And I can play that back to the client. And that's another thing. You have to be very careful when introducing Becky to clients. My name's Don Phillips. I'm good at what I do. I've come to sort your place out with problematic spirits, and I brought a spirit with me to help me. Yeah, talk about big pills to swallow, huh? But nevertheless, it works because over time the people get to hear Becky. And the case in Newcastle, that was a lady that was terrified, also on this channel, told her a demon was after a child attached. So we went round and stuff, and I said, Becky, can you just assure this person that everything's going to be all right? Put the recorder on. Becky said, everything's going to be all right. The woman had tears coming from her eyes because she was so frightened. So yeah, me and Becky are the deadly duo. We can confirm what we're telling people. And also, noteworthy is the fact, every single case I've been on, and I only go on the worst ones, I've never had a person come back and say, you know what, you've been around, but this is happening and that's happening. It stops. It's done. It's dealt with. That, my friends, is Becky. But you know what I'm saying. So that was the first introduction to Becky. Can you take the temperature up? Yes. She met me at the other place, told you all about that. Then obviously Gainer's case drew a lot of attention. It went national, all the newspapers, all the dodgy tabloids in the UK, and they are dodgy anyway, trust me, most of them. So then we got pulled on the, well, actually Gainer got invited onto the This Morning show with Philip Schofield and Holly. She rang me up. She says, oh, I've been invited on This Morning show. Fantastic, Gainer. You go for it, girl. She says, yeah, and there's going to be some other guy on there called Chris French. Whoa, on the front page. Chris French from Goldsmiths University in the UK is the skeptic god in the UK. I said, Gainer, with all respect, you're about to be shredded in front of 20 million people live on TV. She says, what do you mean? So I explained. Chris has a role to fulfill. He is the skeptic god. She said, oh, well, will you come on with me? I said, well, do you know what, Gainer? If they want me to come on with you, I will do that because I will defend you from every goddamn corner of this planet because I've been there. The stuff I've recorded, audio, video, I will back you up, Gainer. And this is my reputation as well, which is long earned. Of being trustworthy, honest, sincere, and grounded. Gainer started to get a lot of shit from people with her claims. And you know what? They were big claims. So we got on the show. She spoke to her this morning. She says, well, what about the investigator? Don Phillips, can I bring on with me? Sure. This morning never heard of Don Phillips. But they soon did. We went on the show. And this is the clip. Now, you know what? To be fair, I kind of set Chris up because I thought on when we was in the green room, I thought to myself, well, if I say, come down to Gainers with me, I thought, I wonder if Philip Schofield might bite at that. I went for it, and Phillips totally bit that one off. He went for it. Let's send an entire This Morning crew down to Gainers. Fantastic. Let's look at that clip right now, guys. Then we're going to come back to your comments.
That's why it can't be this, it can't be that, and everything else. So I'd invite anybody to come down to Gainers and experience for themselves.
Right, so I find it.
We can redo the temperature
Whenever
drop.
you want to,
anything
come
you want.
round, stop it.
Take a crew,
As long as
take
you
a
want.
crew, take a This Morning crew, and go down to the house.
Right.
It's 'cause we've
City
got
on.
another guest we've got to get to, but I want you guys carry on discussing because I have a feeling we want to take this a little bit.
Yeah, I do
further.
too.
I'd like to do.
So.
I'd like to do more of
I've got
this.
some very practical suggestions.
Yeah, and I'd like you to go down and have a look. I'd like you to prove me
Tell me,
wrong,
Tom.
and because I think it's a fascinating on both sides of the argument. It's absolutely
I'm
fascinating.
amazed I haven't run off set.
Yeah, that in itself is incredible.
Thank you, all of
Thank
you.
very much
Fascinating,
indeed. Thank you.
fascinating.
Fantastic. Let me just turn this down. I can still hear it echoing a little. Let's do it. Let's go down to Gainers with Don. Take an entire This Morning crew. I thought, do you know what? Game over, because I knew. I knew the activity in Gainers. I knew that this was going to go over 20 million plus viewers. I knew I would have Chris French, the skeptic god. And I don't mean skeptic in a negative sense. I'm all for skepticism. That's important. I've said before, part of your toolkit and your work, and it should always be included. But we had a little bit of a problem. It took 6 months to arrange, pretty much. I got down there about an hour before, and then Chris arrived. Fantastic. Hi, Chris. Hi, Don. Brilliant. I'm excited, guys. Can you imagine? I've got the skeptic god there, putting me on the spot. The idea was that Chris joins me in investigation at Gainers for the entirety of the night. And in the morning, Chris can give his view on what's happened, explain things I've captured, or give some alternative explanation. There was a problem. The producer came up. Don, it's 5 a.m. Yeah, okay, what are you going to do? I said, well, we're doing the investigation. Oh, no. No, you got to be out of it at 6 in an hour. What? No, you got it wrong. That's not the plan. No. That's what we've got to do now. So I'm going to assume that Chris's intervention led to that kind of change in our plans. I don't know. I'm just assuming, but not disrespectfully. I said, well, no, you got to leave. No, I'm not leaving. So what I did is I set up a tent in the back garden, and I took external recordings from in the garden, some for which Chris could not explain the next morning, but that's a whole new video. I had 1 hour. They gave me an hour to produce some evidence, some paranormal evidence that Becky was real and what I was claiming was true. An hour. 20 plus million people, and they give me an hour to prove my claims. Wow. So when this went public, a lot of people, I got a lot of emails and instant messages. Don, don't do it. If it don't work, they're going to put it out and you're going to look really stupid. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I know how these things work, especially in the UK, because it's for entertainment purposes only. Not too serious. To the point, when I was on the show, which I will be playing at some other point, when I was actually on the show doing an investigation of their studio, because I thought they got a poltergeist. When they interviewed me, I was not allowed to say the word spirit. I was not allowed. I could say ghost because that's fun. I couldn't say spirit. I could not say the word spirit. Wow. And this is a major difference between the UK and the USA. You cannot say the word spirit. Anyway, everyone was messaging me, Don, don't do it. An hour? You're not going to do it. Okay. I think it was Colbeat or Yvette Fielding actually contacted me and said, yeah, Don, you shouldn't be doing this because it's going to go tits up. Simple solution to that. Becky, can we do this? And will it be successful? Yes. That's all I needed. There was no doubt. Becky's never been wrong about a goddamn thing. So yeah, my balls were firmly on the chopping block. So we went for it. So I thought, an hour. What do I do in an hour? And then I related back to the temperature thing we did right at the beginning when we started this show. If we can replicate that, 10, 18 degrees in 14 minutes, you can't explain that away. Let me tell you something. It takes a forced air central heating system. And anyone out there that deals with central heating will confirm this, I'm sure. 3 hours, and we got one out there, great big massive industrial thing. 3 hours to make a difference of 10 degrees, either up or down. That's an air conditioning system. So you tell me how I achieved to get 16 or 18 degree drop in 14 minutes. So me and Becky decided that's what we was going to do. This is very poor quality because I don't think we're supposed to be filming, but yeah, we had a little camcorder going, so the sound's rubbish, but you'll get the general idea. So that was what we decided to do, and this is what happened. In fact, let me go to the comments first, just before I play this clip, guys. I heard it very quick and quiet. Okay. Why does Becky whisper? Jay, she doesn't always whisper. Before we get back on track to where I was just before, I've just tried to answer Jay. It's not always a whisper. And Becky can be super loud and super clear. It's to do with conditions. It's to do with how much energy it is. It's to do with their capabilities, the window of opportunity. I take it you're not fully familiar with all my work. Me and Steve was on a plane at 30, 40,000 feet. We wanted to do an experiment. Didn't work. Sat down. Steve said, how did it go? This is the short version. Try and talk to Becky, see if it makes any difference at that height, altitude. And then in front of us, out of the air, it's Becky. Steve did not know where he was, but that's all on the video on this channel. And then when we got to Bothell and the Keith Linder, she spoke in a human voice, and it was so harmonic, so sweet, it reduced Steve Marra to tears. Now, anybody that knows Steve Marra, it knows that he's not the kind of guy that goes to tears very easily. So, yeah, you know what? It is not a perfect science. You know, we talk about the weather conditions, the magnetic fields, there's the solar flares from the sun, temperatures, everything affects communications. That's what we know about. I'm sure there's a lot of variables that we don't know about. So I'm hoping I've just answered your question, Jay. Sydney, Australia. Hope you're doing well. We're always doing well. Because you know what? Life's too short not to be, and too unpredictable. So you know what? Always take the best you can out of any day, including the negative ones. I'm a firm believer in that. Right, I was getting back to that clip now. So let's go to. So quick recap. So I had 1 hour to produce some kind of evidence of something. This is what happened.
Don, can you just let us know what it is you're about to attempt to do?
Okay, on the program was a clip showing me actually getting Becky to drop the temperature. She could be heard saying yes, and that's going to take it back up again.
Becky is the spirit.
Indeed, yeah. Tonight I'm going to try and replicate that. See if we get it. What I tend to do is ask us to hold the gun for 5 minutes or whatever, see if there's any effect on it, temperature dropping, etc.
This is our digital thermometer.
It's just a kind of digital thermometer.
Okay.
Once he's done that, hopefully the temperature won't drop significantly. I'll ask him to hand it back to me, and then I'll do the same, but ask for help until I can actually get the temperature to drop.
Okay, right. So what is there anything that you need us to do? Or?
No, just everyone to be quiet, that's all.
Okay.
It could take some time, it can take 10 minutes, it can take 15 minutes, but to now, up to this point, I've done this several times, it never fails, so I'm hoping tonight, again, we'll be successful with that.
Okay, mate, over to you.
Okay. So, okay, mate, over to you. Now, on the first half of the show, which nobody saw because apparently YouTube didn't make it live when it was scheduled to go live, there was a second clip, and I said on that first part of the show, oops, it's not there. We're going to go and find that on a break, because I'm going to take a 5 to 7 minute break very shortly to enable you people that don't smoke in your houses to go outside and have a sneaky smoke before you actually come back. It's okay for me. I'm in a Becky shed in the garden, so I'm not affected by that. But you know what? I'm a nice guy, and I consider you people. Okay. Plus, it gets me out of the crap when I forget to load a clip. Okay, Jay, no problem. Okay. Right, so let's get back where we're at. Right, so we've got to get back to the part B of that experiment, which only had an hour. So let's put that in a circle, and we're going to come back to that soon. I've got to explain that portals, and if anyone's not seen the last video I uploaded, you really need to do that, because it explains a lot of stuff with some brand new information that you'll only find here. So I advise you to go and look at that thing on the channel. Portals come in many shapes, sizes, and flavors. They can be 5 or 6 foot in diameter that I'm aware of. That's what I'm aware of. They can be very small. Again, this is why I left the camera running, just in case, and setting up. It captured something quite extraordinary. Some of you that follow me for years will have already seen this clip, but we need to also appreciate people that have never been on this channel before. Take a look at this. Look at the fireplace. What about that? That, ladies and gentlemen, again, is due to a portal one this small in the floor in front of the fire. This has been confirmed by Becky. Unfortunately, this is a copy of a copy of a copy, and each time it got worse. So what you don't actually see is this ball coming out of the carpet, landing on the fireplace, and it actually rolls this far before it disappears. It actually rolls. You can actually clearly see that in the original footage. If I ever find that, which I hope I can, I will put that out. A power psychologist, not Steve Murray, another one who's a lot below Steve Murray. In fact, a lot, to be honest. When I seen that clip, you went, oh yeah, it's obviously dust. What? Dust? Dust? Did you not see that perfect transparent sphere come out of the carpet, which is supposed to hold dust, by the way? It's a long pile carpet. Did you not see the perfect trajectory as it went like this? Hit the fireplace, and in the original footage I sent him, you could actually see it do this and roll off before it went and disappeared. Dust? Wow. That's all I'm saying. So that was that. And then againers, one night I asked the guys if they could move an object. This is an interesting clip. Let me just put this one up right now, and then we're going to comments. Okay, I'll put the toy on here. Can you see if you can move it? Right, come in again, please. All right, so. Okay, I'm on my own. So, can somebody speak to me or say something now, please? Anybody here with me? Can you move something? It's fine, I'm just seeing anything around. Just go into this way. Cameras.
Check for the recorder as well. I was going to say nice and bright in here, but it's, what is it really? Night vision.
Oh, earlier.
Yeah.
Somebody here with me, just in there.
Do you put back puss on there?
Yeah, but what's the point? Who's here with me now? Can you say hello? Keep that running until there's somebody here.
Running.
Can you give me any lights, please? Let me know you're here. Speaking to this red light for me. Okay, I just heard something there. I'll verify that when we play this part. I definitely just heard a voice to the right hand side of me. Is the lady here with me? If you want to speak to me, I need to see something tonight. Something better than orbs. Well, I'm glad you got the camera on, because you know earlier when I came in,
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to be behind the footage and say, I thought I put that there like that and said, if there's anybody here, can you come towards it and everything. But as I actually left, I said, if you're nervous about anything, etc., when I come in again, can you move this? Show me that it's moved. And I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's gone from there to there. We'll be able to check that on the footage, but that could be interesting.
Should be able to, yeah.
Alright. I'm going to put it back here again. See if you can get anything, Tony.
Indeed. Oh! I hate these stairs on my knees, you know. It's very low, isn't it? Interesting here. Right. Actually, the recorder's still going, which surprises me.
Just been around all up here just before we came back. Anybody here do this, do that? There's nothing.
Garfield hasn't moved, has he?
Not since I put him back again, but it'd be interesting to check, because I'm sure I put him on that side. I'm sure he actually moved. But, well, I say I'm sure. 50-50, I'm not sure, but...
Yeah.
So, My only regret on that is we didn't put a night vision locked off camera. We'd have actually seen the goddamn. I mean, I've got a reputation. You know, I don't lie, I don't embellish, and I don't bullshit. People that follow me for years know that I'm a very, very, very staunch on honesty and transparency. There is no doubt this thing went from there to there in the time we closed the door and locked it off. Or me and Tony went up. The second time we tried it, nothing happened. Wow, how fantastic is that? This takes us into kind of a thing of what are spirits capable of? And you know, I've got to show you, we've got some really interesting stuff coming up pretty soon about the planet and the Litetons and all sorts of stuff. But before I get to that, what we've established so far, and I've established over my years, okay, I have attributes by Becky, which we're going to come into later, in Becky's own words. I've healed animals, which apparently the veterinary surgeon said ain't going to happen. Like the dog that would never walk on four legs again and it walked on four legs within 45 seconds. You know, all these clips are on this channel. So any new viewers, check them out. It's a little too much for me to try and explain in this. And all these people, beautiful people that follow me for all these years, I've seen these clips hundreds of times. Occasionally I have to replay some clips and they understand that, but I can't replay all of them, guys, because these guys are going to get really bored and fed up. So we've established, for reasons I don't need to go into at this point, with my union Becky, I can heal animals. I can sense portals. I can take the energy from portals. I can project that energy. Again, this is all on this channel. And I can do lots of things. Some things that are not even been made public yet, but will be this year. What are spirits capable of? I've had them move flowers with me holding them. In fact, you know, let me just show you something, guys. I want to play you a clip. There was a guy just in a big tour around Germany because he said spirits will move the flowers for him while he's holding on. I thought, okay. And I invited him down to the cellar that I was checking out as part of Skull Experiment 2 with the endorsement of Robin Foy, which never happened for reasons are on this channel as well. I took the flower stems. I didn't just want to hold them like this. It's nothing. People can kind of, you might be able to see that moving now, just slightly. I took the stem of these flowers. This is what I did. I went through there and through there and did that. There's no way that could move. During this time, there was, I mean, this guy was a medium. No disrespect to him at all. And he was making lots of claims at the time. He was saying to the people in my team, can you see this? Can you see etherical rods? Can you see these little blue flashes? And I'm like, and they go, yeah. And I'm like, I can't see shit. What's going on? What's wrong with me? Is it me? Or is, you know? So anyway, it came down to this. Okay, let's forget all that. Let me try the experiment. I asked Becky and the guys to help me turn these flowers. Why? I was holding on the stem I've just shown you. Impossible for me to manipulate that. Try it. Impossible. And this is what happened, and then we'll have a little discussion on this. This is not the whole video, guys. This is just little bits and bobs. But this is about what spirits, when you've got the level of respect, trust, and communication. These guys are my family. These are my extended family. I mean, these guys, do you know what, guys? This is not voices on a voice recorder. This is real unprecedented relationships I've got with these guys and had for many, many years. And in that time, do you think it's been easy? Do you know how long it takes to gain the trust and the respect of these guys? And how long it takes you, knowing what certain things are capable of and manipulation, to gain the trust of them guys? It's a two-way thing. But do you know what? When you hit that pinnacle, it's an amazing world and anything is possible. Let me play that clip right now. If he can find it. Hold on a second, guys. That's the first one. I could be. Another clip I need to load up on the break. Okay, so we'll jump straight to clip 2 on that. So on having established that that actually worked and the sprays did indeed turn the flowers, I thought, you know what, I need to take this a stage further. Let's take away the human aspect. Let's put these flowers in a vase, stand back and say, guys, can you turn these flowers for me? And they did. In fact, a very nice young lady called Tiffany, when I said who did that, she said, it's Tiffany. And she went, it's cold. So we're playing this in reverse order right now. So this is after I've achieved what I set out to achieve and decided to push things a step further.
A few days later, I returned to the cellar to push things a little further. I have on occasion made certain requests of spirit people, and it's yielded results. This time, based similarly on the experiment we just conducted, would it be possible for the spirits to...
Fantastic. I love that. I absolutely love light. Let me just go into here. We'll see what's going on with that. Oh, there's that first one. So let me see if I can load that one up. Hold on a second, guys. Talk among yourselves. Talk among yourselves. Hold on. See if I can load that one on there. File is too large. Okay, so I can deal with that. We will do that on the break. Let me just get this loaded up. Hold on. Let's drop that one on there. Let's knock it from 1080 to... Let's put it at 576p. Let's web optimize it. Start encode. Okay. That's encoding, so that should be there later. Right, so we saw the, well, you didn't see, but obviously, you know, the toy moved from one end of the cushion to the other. And then I went to the old black, an investigation at the old black lion. Reported poltergeist activity. My eyes are watering now. I tried to speak to the poltergeist. And I said, if there's a poltergeist here, can you just say the word yes? He did a lot more than that. Then I went up into the attic and we got this absolutely amazing light just appeared in the darkness. It just appeared from absolutely nowhere with no known source and it disappeared. This is actually quite an incredible clip. So I'm going to load that up now. You can close that door for us any time in the next few minutes. Please feel free to do so. If you're willing to do that, can you just give me a yes, but a clear one, hopefully, so people can hear. Look, thank you. Look at, look. What do you think about that, guys? Now, do you know what? If I was viewing that on somebody else's footage, I would say, oh, yeah, there could have been someone behind the door doing this. There was seriously nobody behind the door doing that. I've got a reputation to protect. I wasn't even expecting it to happen. Otherwise, I'd put a camera in the bathroom facing that actual door from the inside. Can you just say yes? And the door opened and closed. And what about that light in a pitch black attic? I just put a camera up there and left it for a little while because I had a bit of a feeling, see if we can capture anything. Boy, did we capture something. What do you think about that, guys? Impressive? I think so. I think so. Right, what time have we got now? Let me have a look. Okay, so do you know what? Let's take a 10-minute break, literally a 10-minute break now. You can have your smokes outside if you don't smoke in the house, like we generally don't. I'm in the Becky shed. I'm going to try and find the clips which I wanted to load up, which are not actually here. And I guess I can go from there. In the meantime, I would advise you to use this time to put have a think about stuff that you've seen. Any questions, put them on there. I'll put them on the show. And don't forget, you can call in on the show on that number at the bottom of the screen. Be part of the show. And if you're really nice, I might even send you a link and get you on the show. How's that sound? Sound pretty good? Okay. So what I'm going to do is effectively disappear for 7 minutes. Okay, guys? So what time we got now? Let's have a look. 7:20-ish. Well, by my time. So I'll be back in 10 minutes, guys. Do whatever you need to do. Get your questions in. Call in when I get back. Let's make this a show. Any questions, it doesn't matter. And you know, we've got some fantastic, mind-blowing stuff coming up. Stuff you've never seen or heard before. I'm saving the best till last. Okay. So I'm going to disappear for right now. And I will speak to you guys in about 10 minutes time. Okay, so we're back. Right. I have managed to upload and re-encode the Becky temperature part B, which we're going to go back to. And also the flowers part A, which was also missing. Okay, let's have a look at the comments here. Guys, any questions? Anybody want to call in? Just do that. I'll answer any questions I can. George, what we got? I liken that connection to someone being able to play sports or musical instruments. Some people are naturals at it, some work at it, some proficient, some just can't. Okay. What about hearing fluctuating high-pitched tones in both ears at the same time? Athena, elaborate. What do you mean? Is that something you're experiencing? I'll give you a minute to answer that. In the meantime, now, I mentioned the temperature drop experiment with Becky. I mentioned the fact that I got 20 plus million viewers and an hour to produce something, knowing it was going to go out on national TV, something to substantiate my claims with Becky. So, like I said, I got a lot of people saying, Don, don't do it, don't do it. If it don't work, you're going to look stupid. I asked Becky, shall we do it? She went, yes. That's all I needed. So, you know what? We did it. So, I'm going to play this clip now. It is not the best quality. We probably shouldn't have been filming it sneakily. But, you know, I like to cover my ass. And then we can highlight a couple of points afterwards. And then, this is all to do with the capabilities of spirits. We've seen the thing in the attic. We've seen the poltergeist activity, opening, closing the door. Fantastic. Okay, so let me just comments. Athena, it's different than regular earring, and yes, it's been happening for a lot more lately. Okay, I'm going to get back to that, Athena. I'm going to get back to you on that one. Now, Becky, temperature drop B. Like I said, an hour to produce something. I got the skeptic god of the UK from Goldsmiths University, Chris French. I got 1 hour. This is what happened.
Don, can you just let us know what it is you're about to attempt to do?
Okay, on the program, there's a clip showing me actually getting Becky to drop the temperature. She could be heard saying yes, and that's going to take it back up again.
Becky is the spirit.
Indeed, yeah. Tonight, I'm going to try and replicate that. See if we get it. What I tend to do is ask Chris to hold the gun for 5 minutes or whatever, see if there's any effect on it, temperature dropping, etc.
This is our digital thermometer.
It's just a standard digital thermometer.
Okay.
Once he's done that, hopefully the temperature won't drop significantly. I'll ask him to hand it back to me, and then I'll do the same, but ask for help until we can actually get the temperature to drop. Okay,
right. So what is there anything that you need us to do? Or?
No, just need everyone to be quiet. That's all.
Okay.
It could take some time. It can take 10 minutes. It can take 15 minutes. But to now, up to this point, I've done this several times. It never fails. So I'm hoping tonight, again, we'll be successful with that.
Okay, mate. Over to you.
What's going on? Has he come back to me again? You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to be playing the goddamn clip. I hear the sound. Okay. It's one of them. Okay, it's gone tits up. Hey, you know what? Whatever. Scrap it. Let's just scrap it. He's one of the nice guys. Okay, so. Right, skipping on. Again, what a spirit's capable of. Patrick, come from London, medium, said spirits will move flowers. He just done a tour from Germany. I was skeptical, but you know what? I'm open-minded, so I thought I'd give it a try. So this is a clip from that, and then we're going to go on to clip B, and then we're going to get into some pretty interesting stuff. Okay, so this is that clip now, guys.
I decided I'd like to attend a session, a physical medium session myself, with somebody proclaiming to have these abilities. Although I do display mediumistic abilities myself, I am nevertheless very dubious and very much a skeptic when it comes to the claims of others, unless substantiated with what I consider to be very compelling evidence. I was soon introduced to Patrick from Go Circle. I'd heard that Patrick had recently come back from a tour around Germany displaying spirits moving flowers. I invited Patrick to the cellar, one where I was actually conducting my own experiments, to see if he could give me a demonstration. I was very much looking forward to the evening and remained open-minded, but nevertheless quite willing to be impressed.
As you wish. Do you want that light out?
Yes.
However, one thing I did notice, there did seem to be quite a lot of suggestion, as in, can you see the etherical rods? Can you see your fingers extending? Can you see the flowers moving? And even at one point it was suggested that one of the members of the team there could actually see blue flashing lights. Being aware of the power of suggestion within a group, especially in such an environment, I was still open-minded, but I was yet to be still convinced. In fact, I was far from convinced at this stage. Other people was claiming they could see this, they could see that. I personally couldn't see anything which was being suggested taking place at all. But maybe that was just me.
On your experiment for a time, and then we'll do the flowers at the end if you like.
No, let's just do the flowers now, if that's okay.
Okay.
If that's okay with you.
Yeah, no, that's fine. If you want me to, can you?
It's just that I've seen this, and I'm quite interested in it.
I'll need the light, the cover card.
Never been given flowers before by a gentleman. This is the first. I'm sorry, can I just interrupt you? Can I just put my fist flat on the table?
No, please
Hold
do.
it in here.
Yeah, no, please do. That's it. Hold it firmly in your hand, on the flat on the table. So that
Just so it doesn't, you know.
yeah. So
It's steady.
there's no artificial what's there. No. Okay, you bring your flowers forward. So if you bring your flowers forward, then like this, all three. And if you look closely, you'll actually see it moving.
After several minutes, and in my opinion with nothing actually taking place that was being suggested, I decided to carry on with the experiment in my own way. I asked any spirits there if they could turn the flowers for me, whilst at the same time I remained focused on the objective myself. Things then began to get a little bit interesting. If this was going to work, I wanted to get every chance, but at the same time I wanted to control this experiment as much as possible. I tightly grasped the flower stem in my hand as tight as I could, passing the bottom end between my two lower fingers, thus making sure no involuntary movement was involved. And at the same time I decided to hold my fist tight against the tabletop.
Can you actually turn these for me? Can you
Twist.
What Patrick's trying to do? Can you twist them?
I can actually see it really move. It's turning
And then-
around now.
Yeah,
I'm
look
going to
at,
say, did you move that then?
can you feel it turning?
Yeah, look, it's turning. Look.
Brilliant.
Look at that. It's moving. It's turning. Look. There's no argument about that. It's turning.
That's
Look,
it.
you see it
Yeah,
turning?
yeah, yeah.
It's turning in your
Are
hand.
you holding that really tightly?
I can,
Yeah.
I can see the veins in his wrist.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Keep it
spirit are
going.
moving.
That's...
Come on, Peter, move it a little bit more for us.
You couldn't do that
Come on,
without
Spirit.
turning your wrist, and his wrist hasn't moved.
Come on, Spirit, move it for us.
Fantastic.
Come on, move it
Well
again.
done.
Move it again. Come on, Spirit. Bless you, friends. Come on.
Come on, kids.
Come on, Peter.
As you can see by my expression and by my breathing, I could actually feel the energy starting to build. It was only at this point things started to happen.
No,
I can vouch for
the,
that.
the flower's still moving. I can see the ferret part move.
Who's behind me?
No, you've just been touched, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been touched as well. Well, what happens is that they lean across.
Yeah, that's
and,
what it
and,
felt
they're,
like.
and they're moving it, yeah. So don't worry about it. It can be quite
No,
physical.
it was quite... Well, I didn't feel aggressive.
Still going.
It's still moving.
You're supposed to see blue. I keep seeing blue.
Yes. What you're seeing is you're seeing the etheric rods, which are blue, and when they move, it's like a blue flame. Sometimes you see.
Little flickers of...
That's right.
Yeah.
It flickers and then goes down
I
again.
thought it with my eyes, but...
During the entire evening, the only time I saw any flowers actually turning is whilst they was in my hand. And this being the case, I was totally satisfied that this was possible and no trickery had been involved. But I wanted to take things a stage further.
Okay, so what do you think? Pretty interesting, huh? Like I said, when I was holding them stems, it was between my fingers like this, so there is no way it could be any kind of involuntary movement. So pretty impressive. What do you think? Let's have a quick look. I was impressed. Agree, George. Okay. So that was that. Now going back to the original, what I did earlier, the temperature control thing with Becky. I've now managed to reduce the size of the video because it was too big apparently to use on here. They didn't like it, so I've had to knock it from 300 meg down to about 24, which took some doing in that time scale. So yeah, I had just to backtrack, I had an hour to produce something. I asked Becky, shall we do this? Everybody was saying, Don, don't do it. 20 million viewers, going to go wrong. We're going to put it out. You're going to look stupid. Becky went, yes, we can do it. So we went for it. So this is that clip. Let's just put these glasses on for this blind man. Right, here it is, guys. And then we're going to talk about this very briefly afterwards. Then we're getting some pretty interesting stuff.
Don, can you just let us know what it is you're about to attempt to do?
Okay, on the program, there's a clip showing me actually getting Becky to drop the temperature. She could be heard saying yes, and that's going to take it back up again.
Becky is the spirit.
Indeed, yeah. Tonight, I'm going to try and replicate that. See if we can get it. What I tend to do is ask Chris to hold the gun for 5 minutes or whatever, to see if there's any effect on it, temperature dropping, etc.
This is our digital thermometer.
It's just a standard digital thermometer.
Okay.
Once he's done that, hopefully the temperature won't drop significantly. I'll ask him to hand it back to me, and then I'll do the same, but ask for help until I can actually get the temperature to drop.
Okay, right. So what is there anything that you need us to do, or?
No, just everyone to be quiet. That's all.
Okay.
It could take some time. It can take 10 minutes. It can take 15 minutes. But to now, up to this point, I've done this several times. It never fails. So I'm hoping tonight.
Okay, I'll stop that because that's not actually going to work either. He didn't like it a lot at all. So I'm going to jump straight into part 2. I'm not sure if I played this or not. This is where I actually put the flowers in a vase, no human contact whatsoever, and ask the guys, could they move the flowers for me? I think I would have played this, but just in case, I'm going to play it one more. It's only on for like a couple of 3 minutes, okay?
A few days later, I returned to the cellar to push things a little further. I have on occasion made certain requests of spirit people, and it's yielded results. This time, based similarly on the experiment we just conducted, would it be possible for the spirits to turn the flowers without any physical contact?
If you can actually get them to twist, turn, move, or even shut the bloody things out of the pot, that's fine by us. But anything that you can do will be appreciated and of great help to us right now.
Assuming this would be quite difficult for them, I was taken off guard. I set up the night vision camera. I wasn't even sure if it was recording at the time, but immediately upon my request, the flowers began to turn.
Hold on. Fantastic. That is turning, is it?
That's just turned.
That has just turned.
That has just turned.
Can you keep turning it?
He's doing it again.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, guys, that is wicked. I'll leave the light off because it might interfere with it. Is the camera on that? I'm buzzing now as well, Nick.
Hey, yeah. Keep it turning.
Keep it turning, guys. Oh, it's not on it.
They continued to turn, even without my knowledge, bearing in mind we was in total night vision. It was pitch black, and I couldn't see a damn thing.
Is it turning towards me? Keep turning it.
The camera wasn't on it.
I know.
I'm always the mic.
Looking for further confirmation that is indeed what had happened, the help from the spirits, I asked who had just turned those flowers for me. The reply that came back was Tiffany. It has often been claimed paranormal phenomena is too elusive for science to test. It is my experience that even more elusive are the scientists themselves to test the phenomena. In the meantime,
What do you think, guys? No human interaction at all. Flowers in a vase. Guys, can you move these flowers for me? There was definitely movement on them flowers. I think that was a pretty big deal. What do you think? Get your comments down there. A little bit of a quiet night tonight, guys. My phone's still not ringing. That's disappointing. Do you know what? If I'm going to be really nice and you want to come on the show, I'll send you a link where you can actually come on the show. We can have a little live chat like this for a couple of minutes. And that's not a problem. So, numbers on there. You know what to do. You know where I am. Right. So, seriously, what did you think about that on the flowers? Both clips of them flowers. Wasn't that something? So, like I said, in my interactions with Becky, healing this energy, absorbing, projecting, making things move. You know, flowers, just these guys are capable of so much, so much. But at the end of the day, we also have to understand that they are not circus animals. So anything they give us, anything, we have to be really, really grateful for, because have you any idea how much effort and energy it would take to manipulate a physical object like that? Fantastic. I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't even know at the time if I got the night vision camera recording. I set it up ready, but I thought this is going to take some time because it's difficult for them. Fortunately, I'd hit the record key, and that's what we got. It's not the best quality, but you know what? It totally shows everything that's going on. And at some point, you know what? That kind of makes it more genuine, doesn't it? If it's not perfect, you know what I mean? Kind of in the moment. Right. So we're getting to some interesting stuff in a second. Right. Hold on, George. True, George. That's why Don's reproducibility is impressive. It's 31 degrees with thunderstorms building here. It's a bad communication environment. Do you know what? 31 degrees with thunderstorms building. That's a pretty difficult one, George, because oh no, it's K's. I don't know how I'm supposed to pronounce that, I'm sure. Talking to George. We've got two things in play. First of all, really cold temperatures are really bad for communications. But then thunderstorm charges the atmosphere. So it's kind of hit and miss on that one. And I cannot give a definitive answer. Yeah, I've certainly got a good responses after a thunderstorm. But obviously I'm not going to try and take responses during a thunderstorm for obvious reasons. Pen, amazing. Thank you, sir. I think so. Very cool that they will do that for you. Yeah. Pen, how long have you been aware, subscribed, or on this channel? I'm just pretty interested. I'm just you know, we do a lot of amazing things. I've got so much admiration for these guys and such a relationship with these guys. It really is truly unprecedented what we can actually achieve and the stuff that we do together. And that is the whole reason why we've got a Hollywood production company making a whole thing about Don and Becky. That's going to be fascinating to viewers. You was on the original channel. Oh, the Don Phillips channel. Yeah, the one with all the bits and bobs, which is still there. Which, do you know what? I need to take that down at some point. But at the minute, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I've got people asking me for stuff for this production company that I wouldn't have if I took it down. They're saying, we want the original footage, files and everything. Fine. But you know what? Some of this stuff is like 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. You do a YouTube video, you upload it and you just leave it there. And things have moved on a lot in the last 15 years. Right. Okay, guys. So Now we're going to get to some pretty interesting stuff. The production company has been over to the UK this week, and John, I don't know if I'm at liberty to discuss the show, the name, the platform, but this is going to be going out all over America and the UK. So until such times as I know that I'm okay to give people the full heads up on it, and then I like to ease on the side of caution because these people don't mess about, and it's to do with professionalism. But they spent the week in the UK going over some of my previous cases, interviewing people that work with me. And you know what? Credibility, these guys are fantastic. They're not taking anyone's word for it. They are pushing and pushing and pushing. And I welcome that. Even on the, just wow. You know, they have so much credibility over so many years that they're not interested in stories or fantasists or claims. They're interested in stuff which is proven. I really welcome that. I've got such a huge platform. I mean, I've been in the UK for years. Lots of stuff in the newspapers, which eventually I went, no, I'm not doing anymore because they misreport stuff and things get taken out of context. Then I come to the USA. I move here, Seattle area. Just under a year, boom. Wow. Wow, Don, that's amazing. Blah, 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 blah. But you know, these guys, they dig deep. They dig right down. They're not interested in what you're claiming. They want to hear from other people. They want to know what can be scientifically proven to the point. And you know what, guys, this is super exciting. And I hope they do it. Me and Steve Murray are going to wire me up, brain activity, this, that, how things affect my body. You want to get the blast on the portal and everything. Because then we have total scientific proof of what's going on. Not what I'm claiming it is. I can't claim it. I can't prove it's a spirit portal. But then again, they're not going to be able to answer where this energies come from or how Don can do what he can do. In which case, then my answer has got to be more relevant than their non-answer. So the production company, they came over to see me, the producer and the executive producer. We went for dinner. It was fantastic. Lovely, lovely people. Sincerely, lovely people. And I'm guarded with production companies. I've dealt with them in the past. But these people are great. And I mentioned, I said, you know what, yeah, me and Steve, we want to get the old helmet thing on and measure my ECG, brain activity when I'm doing my thing and how it affects my different parts of my body, my heart, my skin and everything. And they said, yeah, we should do that. Fantastic. Guys, have you any idea how much that means if we can show scientifically what's taking place in my body when I'm absorbing stuff from portals, projecting energy, moving objects and things? That is a big one. So that's one of the things they're looking at right now. And that I welcome. I've been challenging science in the UK for so many years. Come and find me, here I am. You know what? You think, yeah, we come to debunk you. Yeah. Do you know what? Nobody come close. But you know what? I'm in the right place now. I'm in America. I am going to rip the goddamn lid off the Pandora's box. I am going to get credibility and acknowledgement and proof of these guys scientifically, and also of my own abilities, which have already been substantiated. We've been doing paranormal research for 150 years. What has anybody actually learned which we can put as factual? The only factual thing is, yeah, there's something unexplained. That is it. In 150 years, it's unexplained. There's theories and everything, but it's unexplained. Do you know what? I'm not being funny, but there's no kid on the block. And I'm with Becky. And we are going to kick ass, guys. We are going to make a difference. We're going to turn that tide. We are going to put credibility back into the paranormal field. We are going to challenge science. And we're going to do all that this year. As Becky once said to me, she said, It's all about timing. And there's a reason for everything. There's a reason for everything. Yeah, do you know what? Like I said before, I'm a bit of a big pill to swallow for some people. But these are not claims. These are claims that have to be substantiated. And we've already done that on several levels. Several levels. The blind envelope thing test that I did with Steve Murray, you know what? Designed by the Ryan Institution was one envelope, and they had a dubious pass rate of 0.0 something percent, and that was dubious. I was set up to fail by Steve. He didn't give me one envelope, he gave me 3. I spoke to the guys, we passed it. Bells, whistles, and flying colours. So do you know what I said to the production company? And the mathematical probability of that is crazy. So check this out. I like to push the boundaries. So I said to them and Steve, do you know what? Forget the one envelope, forget the 3. Let's do 20, 50, or 100. I don't care, because if it works, it works. Because we need to shock people. We need to draw attention to get our message out and make people pay attention. And the only way you're going to pay attention, get people to pay attention, is not by replicating stuff everybody's doing or making claims like everybody's doing. Is to push the boundaries. And that's what we're going to do this year, guys. You will not believe the experiments I've got set up and what is coming this year. It's, wow, absolutely phenomenal. But you know what? Every now and again, there's an exception to every rule. Me and Becky are the exception to that rule. And you know what? We can goddamn prove it, and we can replicate it. And that's the one thing that's been missing from paranormal research for all these years. Replication proof. You know what? Steve put me under a microscope when I did all these experiments, everything with him. You know, this production company, they're putting me under an even bigger one because it's their credibility as well. And again, I welcome that. Right, getting back. Let's see what we've got. We've got a couple of comments here. Let me just check this out. We have Keys. Put a goddamn name on there. What is that all about? KEYYYZZZZ. What? AKA. Give me a clue. Also known as. I can't keep saying that all the time. Keys or keys. Right. Pent. Yes, before TV. I've seen it with my own eyes. Asylum. The Asylum. T1A. Okay, I'm curious. Is that the Asylum as in the radio station I frequented? Right, let's have a look. The Asylum. I'm really happy you have life. You have life changing. We all wish you well with this project on, as long as the journalists don't manipulate. Do you know what? The journalists don't even come into it. Let me tell you a little story. The last thing I put out, I got a call from a desperate young lady in Leicester, in the UK. Leicester's probably about 110 miles from London. Okay. A single mother, a couple of children, usual story. Terrified. I agreed to take the case. Oh, did the press actually ask me to attend? I can't remember whether it was her or the press said, hey, we've got this case. But, you know, I said, okay, I'll go down and have a look. I went down, did the preliminary interview with her. I walked in the door. I thought, wow, yeah, there's something going on. So I agreed to take the case because it was affecting the welfare, not necessarily physical welfare, but the mental welfare of her and a couple of children. I spent the night there. The press arrived on the doorstep the next morning. I get a lot of requests from the press. Well, I did all the time in the UK. Because you know what? They know I can always provide. Don, hey, what happened? How'd you get on? So, well, I've got about 50 different voice replies from the evening. There's definitely something going on here. And I explained there's this person who said they're that, and there's the other person. Fantastic. The story went out. Oh, You won't believe this. Well, you will believe this. This is the British press. All over the newspapers. Don Phillips rescues and saves a single mother of 2 or 3 children and performs an exorcism and got rid of 50 ghosts. Fantastic. How Superman am I? 50 ghosts. I did an exorcism. That's it. No, that's not what happened. I said I got 50 voice replies. Many of them were different sounding, which suggests there's a lot going on there. Plus, I could feel it. Of course, the SPR in London got hold of it. Very disappointingly, very unprofessionally. They put the actual news article out, and everybody was jumping in, ripping a piece out of Don Phillips. Don Phillips has exercised this place of 50 ghosts. If anyone had got 2 brain cells to rub together, they would know that how things are reported are not how they were reported from the person that was reporting them to the paper. Not even less to mention, they could have come to me and said, hey, Don, what about this article? And then I could have put them straight. But no, they just wanted to put it out and everyone had a pot. You know, fine. I'm good with that. I don't care anymore. Just shows total ignorance, unprofessionalism, and lack of understanding of how things really work, both in the spiritual world and the reporting world. Right. So that's why I stopped dealing with the press. Because at the end of the day, it's my reputation. I've worked goddamn hard over the years for my credibility, my honesty, my transparency, and set myself aside from the quagmire of crap out there when it comes to paranormal. You and Becky make a great team. Yeah, do you know what? We are lethal. In fact, you know what I'm going to try and do tonight? It's freezing cold. Let's see if we can get a response from Becky shortly while we're on here, because that'll be fantastic. In the summer, I'm going to do a live session with me and the guys. I have no problem with that. You guys will hear it, see it and hear it in real time. That'd be fantastic. Right, what we got? You, yes, you have been on thy asylum, Don. Okay, who am I speaking to? Who am I speaking to? Is that Gunnar? I'm not sure. I did a radio interview on the asylum, and we had a lot of good stuff there. They're fantastic. Hang on. Gunnar! There it is, right there, Gunnar. It's Gunnar. Gunnar, dude, hold the front page. Hold the front page. Things might just get a little bit interesting here. Gunnar's an absolutely fantastic guy. He's nobody's fool, but he's a fantastic guy. I'm just doing something, guys. Just bear with me. This might well be worth it. Gunnar, bless him. Gunnar, it's a long story. Me and Gunnar. Hold on. Ian Gunnar. What's that? Gods of what? Is that Gunnar? I guess so. It says, oh, yeah. He's got that really strange thing. Let's try this, Gunnar. Let's try this, my friend. If it lets me. God damn it, Facebook, what are you doing to me? Oh, my God. Replying to yourself 2 minutes, lol. What the hell is that about? Okay, Gunnar. On the front page. Gunnar's actually quite an integral, important part of everything that I'm doing, to be honest, and actually have done. I'm just trying to do something right now. Copy. Gunnar doesn't sleep. Mind you, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Was it 4 a.m. over there? Maybe? Wow. Let me go to Facebook here. Log in. Bear with me a second, guys. Ian Gunnar. Oh my God, Facebook is really pissing me off right now. Hold on. What? is wrong with this? Hold on, guys. Bear with me. Let's try this. Why is that not working? Why is that not working? Guys, talk among yourselves for a second. It's one of them nights, isn't it? Yes, got it. Gunnar, my friend, click on that link I just sent you. Wondrous things may happen. There we go. Right. What's this? Asylum. Yeah. It's gonna. I was trying. Asylum. I was trying to, but go live from the States. Athena. Now you're going to have to call in. Yeah. Gonna click on that link I've just sent you. Just trust me. Just do that. Okay. In the meantime, while we're waiting for Gunnar to click on that link. That's no good, is it? Never mind. I did start half hour before you guys, as you know. Let us jump into this, because this is fascinating. The production company I'm dealing with, I've been asking the people in the UK, they've been doing the interviews, and I think they've interviewed Gunnar as well. But Gunnar's not going to give you any more details than me, so do not ask, because that's how it works. Who is Becky? What is Becky? How does Don do the things that it does? So I already know all this, but at the end of the day, it's not for me to speak to Becky, it's for her to speak for herself. So the first question, Becky, you can draw conclusions from this as much as you want, but this is what she said. I'm going to play this clip where she said, "You are part of me." Absolutely fascinating. Becky, what kind of being are you? If we was to put a label on you. You are part of me. Take it, leave it, do what you want with it, guys. But when I've said my union with Becky, I mean my union with Becky. She is a part of me, and I am a part of her. And that's what enables me to do what I do, which again is unprecedented. You can put a label on it, you can question it, but you know what? My work speaks for itself. How many people can detect portals, absorb energy, show that, project energy, heal people, animals, and deal with people? Just link with a village from thousands of years ago and things like this. Is all to do with me and Becky being, to all intents and purposes, of one. For the better good, as Becky said. For details, I'm not going to go into, but there's something going on, obviously. Right, so then I asked the question again. Now, this sounds a little bit like I am the Matrix. So before I play this clip, again, I put the same question to Becky. Becky, people want to know what you are. She said, I am the Matrix. It sounds like the Matrix. I am the Matrix. Now, the definition of a Matrix is a creator of a thing or an environment. Look it up, Google it. Google is your friend. That's what a matrix actually is. Let's not go Keanu Reeves. Let's not do that. Okay. So she may or may not be saying I am the Matrix. I can't actually quite get what she's actually trying to say there. So, okay, you know what? You are, She says, I am part of her. You know, we all agree there's something a little bit weird going on, which we don't need to go into details. So this is that next clip. I'm going to ask her the same question. Hold on a second. Let me see what's going on here. Mr. Gunner, I don't think you are. Let me try. I don't think you are. Hold on a second. You should be, but I don't think you are. Hold on a second, because I cannot see you. Okay, let me play this clip, and then I'll sort this out. Okay, so this is the clip that sounds a little bit like I am the Matrix, but I don't think it says that, but it sounds like it. Guys, listen to it a couple of times. Tell me what you think it's saying. I'm being honest. I'm not 100% on this, but I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, here we go.
Are we asking already? Who is Becky? What kind of being is Becky? What would you like to say? What would you like to tell them? Okay.
Oh, I'm back. Am I back? Okay, I'm back. Oh. Okay. Let me just do this. Right. So, guys, I'm going to play that clip one more time because I want to know what you guys are hearing.
Are we asking already? Who is Becky? What kind of being is Becky? What would you like to say? What would you like to tell them? Okay.
What do you think? Comments in there. What are you hearing? In the meantime, let me give you a little bit of background. So Guns, aka Ian Gunner, he was a host of Stafford FM radio or Staffordshire FM, one of the two. I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong. He was a little bit curious. So he said, hey, Don, can I come out on an investigation with you? I said, yeah, sure. On the way, we went to this couple's place. We was experiencing lots of paranormal activity. Pretty frightening. So on the way, we were kind of talking. And Gunner said, do you know, I got to be honest, I'm a little bit of a skeptic. My reply to Gunner and people like Gunner was, Gunner, not a problem. Do you know what? Just tell it exactly as you find it. That's all I ask of anybody. That's what I said to Steve Merritt. That's what I said to Robert Young. That's what I said to every person that I've actually worked with. Tell it as you find it. I don't need to convince anybody of anything. Just tell it as you find it. So, well, who's this dodgy guy with this dodgy hat? With this dodgy
Should I stop eating these sweets?
In the UK.
Hey, mate. Can you hear me okay?
I think that might be Guns. How are you, pal?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm always good, mate.
Apart from it,
not to be. We've got a bit
apart from it being about 5 a.m.
Really, really annoying. And I honestly do not know how I can get rid of this at the minute.
Okay, what are you using?
I've got to do something with this because otherwise I'm not going to be able to hear you. Am I? Hold the front page. I have an idea. I have an idea. Gunner, introduce yourself to our people. Tell them our relationship, how it started. You've got a 5-minute window, which is a hell of a lot. Okay. I'm going to mute my mic so there's no echo. You can just host and rehost the whole show right now for a full 1 to 5 minutes.
So
right?
me and Don have been dating for about 4 years.
Okay.
He
you,
pursued me.
Bye. Hold on a second. Let me mute my mic. Hang on a second. Hold on. Right, and then I'm going to sort this out. Okay.
Where are you going?
Go for it, It is now your show for the next until I tell you not to. Okay.
Okay. So it's 5 a.m. in the morning. Pleased to meet you all. And Don's got me to call him for some crazy reason. Don, how did I first meet you? I think you invited me out, wasn't it? And we went on to Devon, I think it was, for an investigation. And I think we drove for about 4 hours. And me and you kind of chilled and chatted basically in the car. And I think the very first thing that you said to me, as you were just sort of mentioning there, was call it like you see it. I said to you that on the radio show, we liked to pick apart the mystery. We like to understand the mystery, and we searched for the real answers within that mystery. And I think you said to me, just call it like you see it, basically. Come with me, see what you say, see what you see, and report it honestly, because I think what you told me, Don. Or report what I find. About 4 years later, here I am still telling that story. Still badgering you to put out some of the information that you don't put out. Still telling you there are some of these cases and some of these bits of information that are unbelievable, but the public don't see it, bud. And I know Keys was saying there just previously. I've seen it with my own eyes, mate. I know what you get up to. I know how much stuff that you don't include in some of the videos that you show. I know how long it's taken you to talk about some of that stuff. So this is about, what, 4 minutes in? If you don't want me to give away all the secrets, you just come back online, not disappear outside for a cigarette, leaving me hosting for you. So should we take some questions? Don's favourite colour is blue. I'm joking. I don't know if it is or not. Oh, Don, you've got to at least give me permissions to chat to people. So I think the first time that we went down to that location, we drove down and I was with you all the way. I know that we were basically following sat-nav. You'd never been there, in my opinion, as far as I was aware. We turned into the road and there was a long line of trees along the side. We went inside, spent however long it was there. You were doing the paranormal investigation. There wasn't loads. I think you spoke to the lady, you kind of calmed her down, made her feel a bit more comfortable. And we went outside for a cigarette. And while we're outside for the cigarette, you had one of these blasts of energy and you started walking up and down what was the end of her sort of bungalow car park next to this kind of line of trees that we couldn't see through. And you were saying, there's an underground space here. There's dead people here or something like this. There's bodies. And I'm thinking, this guy's a weirdo. He's dragged me 4 hours into the middle of nowhere. We've got no recordings, no information. And he's now telling me that he's got an underground. No, I'm joking. So you told me about the underground space. And I thought, okay, fair enough. That's a bit of a wild claim. It is what it is. As we drove off and we went to come back, we got to the end of the road and I looked left behind the sort of pack of trees that we'd gone past. And behind it was a churchyard and a graveyard. And that instantly made me think, because I know for a fact you didn't see it. I travelled with you, I sat next to you in the car, and I know that neither of us had seen that churchyard. Now, was it the case that there were bodies underneath that bit of the ground? I can damn believe it for my own research. We couldn't confirm it, but I could damn believe that it'd be true. But the interesting thing was the church was behind it. And I think that was my first bit of evidence of, like, hang on a minute. That could have been chance. It could have been much more. And I think in the last few years that we've been out, Don, I've seen a way load more. Way load more.
Gunnar.
Yes, mate. Can I eat my last sweet now?
I don't know what you said, but you know what? I'll ask Becky later. There's a delay going on. I think it's just to do with the connection, which it shouldn't be, because I'm like 5 minutes back, so I can hear you still talking now.
I'm in a delay. I was just talking about the story about us going to Devon, was it?
Okay.
The first investigation where you started picking up the stuff under the ground. And that was my first kind of, nothing really happened.
I don't know what's going on with this echo, Gunnar. It's driving me absolutely insane.
Can you still hear me?
It's been one of them nights, my friend.
I don't know.
Anyway, okay.
No, I've had these plenty of times.
How are you?
How am I? It's 5 a.m. I'm all right.
Yeah, I know. It's late. What the hell are you doing, dude? You think
I'm
you want
all right.
me?
I was chilling out. I was doing some research, and I kind of got to get into bed, and then you came on. So 2 hours later, here I am, mate. Listen.
Here you are. Okay. So anyway,
this wasn't how this was supposed to happen.
Guys, I'm sorry about the echo. I need to know how much echo people are hearing because I'm trying to minimize my sound as much as I can.
I can hear a bit in the background, but it's all right.
YouTube, I set the time to start, and it didn't actually start when it was supposed to at 6 o'clock. I was talking to myself, going through the whole thing for 35 minutes.
Dude, that's where I came in.
You're not
that's
there.
Where I came in. That you
were not there. I wasn't there. How crazy is that? These people was waiting for over half an hour later, as far as they're concerned.
This is a man that can talk to spirit in most conditions, but can't operate Facebook.
I know. Hold on.
So I didn't say anything about what I do, Don. I was talking about that first adventure.
What am I going to do? Why have I got echo? I don't understand why I've got echo. Unless that... I've got the mic plugged into the laptop, which should cancel out the laptop mic. There's nothing else plugged in apart from the Rode. It should not be giving me any echo. I've never had it before. Weird.
Have you got...
Okay, guys. So this is the thing. Go on. Stay online. See what you think. So, have you heard of the Litetons before?
The who? Are you asking me?
You're going to have to nod because I've turned the sound right down. So just when you're talking to me. You've never heard of the Litetons. Okay, so several years ago.
So.
You can hear me clearly, though, without any echo, yeah? Fantastic. It was 10 years ago. It was terrible conditions, pretty much like it is now. And you know what? The conditions really affect stuff. I've gone into great detail about that. And I'm talking to the guys, and it's like, it's really hard to hear them. Also, this big voice came in. Wow. This is shocking. This is shocking. This is going to be shocking to you, trust me. So, who the hell is that? Because it was loud, it was concise, it was clear, and it was basically static free. And now, bear in mind, I've been in there for in my old workshop several years ago trying to talk to the guys, and it's like really hard to hear because of conditions. We are the Litetons.
I've not heard that.
What?
Hang on. What do you mean what?
I just wanted to tell Gunnar I miss him.
Oh, that's Paddy. She said she misses you, dude. Okay, you can go now. Okay. Is that it? You didn't bring me any coffee, nothing nice. You just came all the way out here to say Gunnar, I miss you. Yeah. Okay, just go away. I'm annoyed. I'm totally annoyed. She's a great. I mean, she got it.
Bless.
Fantastic. So anyway, getting back to what I was saying. We are the Litetons. And you'll hear from their voice when I play it in a minute. That's what it sounds like. We are the Litetons. Now, what stood out to me was the fact that I'm starting to hear spirit voices. And these guys just come and say, we are the Litetons. As clear as that. I'm like, wow. So Becky, or Litetons or Litetons. I can only go on what it sounds like. Okay. Becky, who the hell is the Litetons? Oh, actually, let me backtrack. This went right back to the old black line. I was going around, and the first voice I got was, we are the Litetons. Litetons? What kind of goddamn name is that? And I was actually researching. The Litetons as a surname. Couldn't find anything. I thought, that's weird. Left it at that. And it was about 3-4 months after that, I'm in a workshop. We are the Litetons. Loud, clear, concise. What the beep, you know? Because I was struggling to hear the guys because it was raining, it was cold, it was the worst. Becky said, they see and hear everything. You know how she talks, Becky. The Litetons, they see and hear everything. What the bleep is going on? And then they came in and they went, we see and hear everything. Okay. Because I'm thinking at this point, you know, the Watchers kind of a scenario. You know what I mean, Gunnar?
Mm.
I had this full half-an-hour conversation with the Litetons. But me being me and doing this all the time is no big deal. I didn't keep the recording. How stupid am I? That was all them years ago. That was what, 10 years ago, 12 years ago? Oh my goodness me. Gunnar, I'm sitting here talking to the guys last night, struggling to hear. All of a sudden, this voice comes in, and I was talking about portals. This voice came in. Oh, the first one was, I think I've got that clip loaded. It said, Litetons. And then the second thing, I'm talking about portals. And they said, you will see it first. And it is clear as that. And I'm like, what? The Litetons seem to operate outside the normal parameters of a spirit person. When the energy is low, it doesn't seem to affect them. They've got this very, very loud voice. Is it to do with UFOs? Is it to do with spirits? I don't know who the bleep the Litetons are. I have no idea. This is something totally new. And I have that half-hour window, and I didn't keep the footage because I do this all the time. And my God, I wish I did, because we had a full half-an-hour conversation, and they was talking about planets and all sorts of stuff. This is the thing. Last night, I was talking to the guys, trying to strain my ears to hear. Let me play a recording. My first question to the Litetons, and you tell me if you can hear this clearly, and you people. Okay, you're the Litetons, so what is your reason? What is your agenda? Good question.
Let's go.
This raises a lot of questions, specifically because it's pretty clear what they're saying. Let me find this clip. Hold on. The Litetons. Now, people that follow me for years will have already heard of the Litetons, right? Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. To change the planet. That's what they said. Their objective is to change the planet. What does that even mean? So take a listen to this clip now. Guys, you ready, Gunnar?
Let's go.
Okay. Tell me if you hear to change the planet. Are you ready? Oh, I see your face. It went like this. It went.
Wow.
Could you hear to change the planet?
Not only could I hear change. What did you say was change the planet?
I muted it so I don't echo. Let me play it one more time. Let's be fair. Let's take into the fact, is this audio pareidolia, or can you hear the words to change the planet? Are you ready for this?
That's a different voice, isn't it?
They are a totally different voice.
Not only that,
people.
I don't know what the listeners, because I've been out with you, dude, and I've heard enough, and I think it's like an acquired taste. I don't think it's too easy to hear all the time. I think you're great at interpreting it. I don't think you get it right all the time.
So let's move on.
But that was an interesting voice, buddy.
It gets more interesting.
Have you got more?
Are you ready for this? Let me just check this.
Okay. I'll show up. I won't give any comment. I'll show up and listen to it.
Let me just check the comments. To fix the planet, Athena said. Well, change the planet, fix the planet. Okay, but it's still pretty much along the same thing. The clip is so consistent with what we have by UFO abduction research. Okay. Would love to hear Becky's response to the watchers. Okay. Okay. Now, here's the kicker. Can you hear me clearly? So I'm asking Becky a question. The viewers and you are going to just go, what? I've said the Litetons do not seem to require the same energy field as the guys to speak. That was nothing. I mean, that was absolutely on a scale of 1 to 10. That was a 1. Get ready for this next reply. I said, Becky, you know that I will say, Gunner's also been involved in this big production thing that's going on. Look at that smile. He loves that shit. Because I pulled you in, because you're worthy, and because they think you're fantastic. So you've already been interviewed by these people.
Yes, I've spoken to them.
And you're excited. That's what you need to do.
That's
what you need to. No,
can't say.
You just need to
I
go.
can't say too much.
No. Stop. You just need to go. There it is. So I'm talking to Becky about a place we need to go back to, where a massive portal opened, where I'm getting a super blast of energy, and the production company was suggestive of wiring me up, brain activity, and everything. So I'm asking Becky about, will a portal open again? Because we need that. Scientific, data-wise, we need that. I press play, waiting to hear Becky. Wow. Are you ready for this?
Let's go.
Now you tell me how much these differ to Spirit Boys, how strong and powerful these guys are. This is pretty mind-blowing stuff. Hold on, let me find it. They basically went, "You'll see it first." And I sat in my chair and I went, "What the me?" Okay, you ready for this?
Let's go. Is this the portal?
What I'm interested to know, the portal that was there last time we went, guys, Becky, if we go again and we're there for the whole period, will that portal open again? If it will, because I need it to, can you say portal, just that one word? Thank you. Okay, he said something totally different, which happens sometimes. And that's not Becky, so that's one of the guys. You see what you've got to say, my friend? Don't know what that was at the end, but let's play from the beginning. You'll see it. Okay, so the question was about the portal. I can take from that you just said you'll see it. Fantastic vocal there as well. If it was all like that, we would be really doing good tonight. Okay. So, oh, I can feel that energy as well. Who's that?
What about that?
Dude, that's super weird.
Was that something?
That's super weird. I could hear the first part of it. The last part of it's got some noise in it, hasn't it?
Hold on. Let's stop talking for a minute because there's some kind of latency going on. Hold on. Let's just get all the audio finished. Then you can talk. Guys, what do you think to that? How loud, concise, and powerful was that? Gunnar, did you hear that?
I did hear that.
How
I did
crazy
hear that.
was that?
And I can tell you straight away, it wasn't Becky.
Huh?
It wasn't Becky. It sounds like a male voice.
Oh, no, it wasn't Becky. I was expecting Becky. It wasn't Becky.
Well, so what do you think about the difference in the strength?
Hold on a second.
Because, as I was mentioning before, Becky's quite soft.
Say it again.
Becky's quite soft, isn't she? That was
Yeah,
quite like a pressure and a forcefulness of the voice.
There's a clear distinction. What I'm saying is there's a clear distinction between a spirity people when it's low energy, which it is because of the time of year and the conditions, and that you'll see it first.
Do you think that can push through in those conditions? Do you think conditions affect voices like that as much?
Hold on, Gunnar. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Quite soft.
Say it again.
Becky's quite soft, isn't she? Do you think that was quite like a pressure and a forcefulness? You still listen to the audio, bud?
This echo is only crazy. Okay. Can you make a clear distinction between the spirit voices and something that's not spirit voices like that?
Yeah, 100%.
That was crazy, wasn't it?
There's a. It reminded me of Somewhere, Don.
But you know what? People
that I can't speak about.
That is the Litetons who have not been around for the last 12 years. They suddenly just popped in there. They don't rely on energy. They're just loud and clear. Now, this is the important thing on it. I have never made an association between spiritual because, well, there's kind of, they see and hear everything. Okay, well, that's pretty scary. That's like the Watchers kind of territory. But when you've got something like that, Becky's powerful, you know that. She struggles when there's low energy. These guys, energy has nothing to do with it. They want to talk, they just talk. You will see it first. Wow.
Yeah, and it's really strong as well.
For the first time, because I was talking about portals and they said that. There's a link between, I mean, they obviously know about portals. So what are they? Are they alien beings? Are they spiritual? If they're spiritual, how different are they spiritual from spirits? Because there's a distinct difference going on here. And bearing in mind, it's Becky that said, even before they answered years ago, I said, Becky, when they went, we are the Litetons. In fact, I think I've got a clip on there when they said that again last night. I'm going to have a look at it in a minute. Becky, who the hell are the Litetons? She said, they see it, everything.
It's like the question is a different bit of the audio.
How and why? To what purpose? And then we got this whole thing to change the planet, the objective to change the planet. Do you know what? This is, you know, what I love is, it don't matter how many years I do this or what amazing things I perform with Becky. Occasionally I get blown away, and I got blown away last night because that was something other than normal spirit people. That's a whole different thing.
What do you think it is?
But
have you had any feelings, or have you asked Becky?
You guys, we're pushing the boundaries. We've opened that Pandora's box, and you know as well as I do, it's pretty limitless what might come out of that.
What do you think it is?
I'm not even going to mention the word Cough Island. That's for viewers another day, but that was.
Can I ask you a question?
Becky, I've never been on so much form, both of us together, because oh my god,
it had that. The viewers won't know what we're talking about, and they might if they see something in the future. But that's instinctively, that straight away, that's what it reminded me of. It's that there was quite a depth to the voice. It comes through in a different part of the noise or the audio almost. Like I say, Becky's quite high but quite soft. That's quite forceful. There's quite a pressure to it, and it's sort of almost undeniable in that respect. It's like sometimes you can be listening through the noise, trying to pick stuff up, trying to interpret what's being said. It's not always clear. That comes through, and you're like, phew. And that reminded me of Somewhere which I think you just mentioned.
That week in Ireland was a total setup. I was set to fail at every single hurdle.
How much do the viewers watching know about it?
Oh my God.
So, because from my perspective, and I won't give too much away, you were asked to go to Ireland to perform a series of tests over the space of 5 days. You were completely blind. And I was with you, mate. I was with you all the way. You had no idea where you were going, no idea where each investigation was, no idea whether it was inside or outside, whether it was underground or overground, whether it was in the sky or in the sea. We didn't know anything. And the person who was conducting the test took a lot of satisfaction in not giving a single thing away. There was one part of the investigation where I wouldn't say it was a setup, but you were clearly tested to see if you would make the mistake of people who think they're mediums. Would you come out and deliver a ghost where there wasn't a ghost, potentially? From my perspective, for the viewers listening, the viewers watching, most mediums operate somewhere between 60 to 80% accuracy. I think you were well over 95% that week. In fact, I struggled to find which bits you got wrong. And if you do get parts of that wrong, it was probably based around conditions, situations, struggling to interpret, struggling to hear, all that sort of stuff, or just the sheer madness of the information being so difficult to understand and difficult to kind of weave apart, that it was just confusing as heck. But the accuracy was unbelievable. And dude, this stuff's on video as well. There's stuff on your YouTube channel about it, where you jumped out of the car and you accurate. Oh, the person was taken as. Should I shut up?
You know, it's a whole story. Do you know what I'm gonna?
It's a whole show. That is.
Yeah, it is. I've never even edited it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, mate, I'm going to say, Gunnar, thank you for being on the show. I'm going to kick you out now.
I nearly said too much. That's what it was. That's what it was.
I couldn't hear what you said. It looked offensive. Okay. All right, pal. So go. You're dealt with. You're finished. You've done your bit. Good to see you, pal. Do you know what? I'm coming over to the UK soon. We're going to do some shooting with the TV Hollywood production people. Look forward to catching up with you then.
Yeah, good man.
Good man.
Nice one, buddy. Take it easy.
Get some goddamn sleep. It was 5+ a.m. in the UK now. I know, dude. I know.
Super.
All right, Gunnar. That's Gunnar. Ian Gunnar. Absolutely fantastic guy. I've got to say that. He's watching. But I'll catch you soon, dude.
Cheeky. Dude. Ta-da, man.
Take care, Gunnar.
Ta-da.
Bye-bye. Okay. What is going on in this goddamn echo tonight? I have no idea. Let's just go to the comments. So that was the Litetons. And how weird is that? Their objective to change the planet. And also the differential between them and normal spirit people is just, wow. 2 worlds apart. The guys need energy to speak, to be loud and be concise. They just come in there. You'll be the first to see it. You can imagine. And you know what, guys? It's been 10, 12 years since I've heard from the Litetons. People that follow me all that time will know of what I said about the Litetons way back. Steve Marrow in particular will be interested in the Litetons because we do not know who they are. They're obviously not normal spirit people that rely on energy. They see and hear everything. They can pop in at any time and they are loud and they are powerful. I have no idea who the Litetons are. It's another one of them thousands of lines of inquiry that I've got to follow. But you know what? This is the Supernatural Files. This is what we do. We get the opportunity to follow the lines of inquiry nobody else has got. We have the opportunity to find answers to questions nobody else can. And this is why our work is important. Right, let me jump into the comments. What time is it anyway? I don't want another 3-hour show. I was knackered last time. Started at 8:30, done at 12:30 or 11:30. What time did we start this? It was supposed to be in 6. Okay, I think we're probably getting near the end now. Yeah, because I have a life as well, and I have a wife as well. Let's just jump into the comments. I'll look if there's any clips I need to play that I've not played. Uh, so what we've got is go back a little bit. Right, I've got to. That clip is so consistent with what we by UFO abduction research understand, says Keys. Give me a goddamn name I can pronounce. Athena, I hear fix the planet. You know what? Fix the planet. You know, it's the same thing. Alan. Hi, Alan. Not seen you on there before. I heard it. Carlos, Don is going to be abducted by the Grey Suit. Do you know what, Carlos? My wife will have a problem with that. But I haven't actually got a problem with that. As long as I can come back within a couple of days. Or at least send a text, say, hey, it's okay, I'm on a spaceship. I'm fine, I'll be back soon. If they wanted to do that. My only condition would be, Grays, I have great respect for you. I don't know who you are or understand you, but you know what? Just let me bring my video camera and we'll be good. Okay, so that'll be my only condition. Oh my goodness me. Don't we get into some shit on here? Oh, I can't say shit. You know what? YouTube actually blocked monetization, not that I'm monetized anyway, because it said the word fucking. And they blocked that thing that you will not be able to monetize it in future. You know what? That's fine. We don't swear a lot on here. And all that was a label, demonic thing on a video on YouTube. And he says, you're a laugh. Your life is fucking ridiculous. And because I repeated that, now they've basically said I can't monetize that video, which is fine. Right. Case, their perspective by planetary interrogation, for better or worse, from our perspective, maybe as they've also done clandestine and don't really know. Athena, it's like the Adjustment Bureau. The Litetons. Athena, I'm aware of who the Watchers are. Yeah, that's our assumptive perception of what's been written about the Watchers. But do you know what? We have a opportunity to actually find out exactly what the situation is. So that's something I'm going to be covering over the next few weeks. George, it's almost like a master course in the paranormal. Yeah, you know what? I should charge money, George. I should charge money. Pent, didn't you save that on your other channel, Litetons Communication? Do you know what? I'm not sure. My old channel goes back a long time, and I was doing stuff a long time before I started putting it onto YouTube, to be honest. And do you know what? Now, if I actually kept all the interactions that I'd had with all these different beings, good, bad, and indifferent. Wow. But do you know what? You got to understand that I do this every single day. And to me, it's not a struggle to get a communication with anything apart from the environmental condition. So therefore, I don't feel compelled, oh, I've got to save that, I've got to save that. I don't have to do a 12, 24-hour investigation and do an EVP session to get something that goes to put subtitles on it. So I've got pretty laxed in my approach. And yeah, from now on, I'm going to start saving a lot more stuff, especially now I've got the TV land interested in my work. So yeah. There's the stuff I've thrown away in the past, but it just, I didn't want to go there. Right, George. Oh, we've done that one. Pent. Oh, done that one. Wild Focus. Welcome. Don, can you talk about the limits of Becky's knowledge? That's a good question. What are the limits of Becky's knowledge? Mr. Wild Focus. I have to be honest. I have no idea. I have not got a clue. We do know that Becky can see so far into the future. I live my life, and Patty does now, by Becky. I ask her about things and we do what she says, basically. And this goes way back. I mean, you know, even 2020, Paddy had actually booked a flight to come back to the US. She came out to see me. And Becky gave me a strong blast. Put the recorder on. And trust me, it was so clear. Don't get on the plane. Wow. Don't get on the plane. Now, this was at the height of COVID. This was 2020, before there was any vaccines or anything. And people were being buried in parks and dropping like flies all over the place. Dying everywhere. And I have never ever questioned Becky. Why, Becky? Why not? If she said, don't get on the plane, there was a reason for it. And do you know what? The plane didn't crash and nobody died. So we can only assume that Becky had the foresight to see Patty would have contracted coronavirus if she got on that flight. So consequently, Patty changed her tickets. And if we go back maybe 9-10 months ago, because of the COVID thing, I do all the shopping. I go everywhere. I don't want Paddy out where she don't need to be, because I wanted to protect her against all this crap that's going on. And I went out daily, Fred Meyer's, Walmart, wherever. This one particular time, I was just going out to little shopping list. What do we need? Got a little buzz off Becky. She said, don't go out today. Okay, I'm not going to go out today. As simple as that. Not why, Becky. I just did not go out. Went out the following day, no problem. And it was probably a couple of months after, for the first time, I questioned Becky. Becky, why? There was going to be an accident. I would have had an accident in my car, which may have resulted in my death. That's the short version. Who else has got that? Who else in this entire world has got that? Me and Becky are on a mission. We have an objective. This includes me, Becky, Patty, everybody I'm involved with. And it would appear that Becky will do everything she can goddamn do to make sure we stay on that path to achieve our objectives. One time I did an investigation in Liverpool. I had 3 hours sleep the night before. I drove to Liverpool, which is about 100 plus miles from where I lived in the UK. I did a 24-hour investigation at this fantastic place. And actually, the first time I actually saw an apparition, a person, a little boy. Fantastic. Then I drove back, and I was about 20 miles away from Leicester, where I used to live. And you know, it's like, oh, and you open the window, you put the music on, you have a smoke, you have a drink, and just all of a sudden I got this major belt. I went, guys, I was going off the road. I was just about to veer off the embankment. I was asleep. I'd gone. And it was only Becky, that blast, that energy that made me, and I just did this. I was that far from going off the edge of the road at 80 miles an hour. So do you know what? Not to put too fine a point on it, people like Brian Allen, people that do not understand Becky, how do you know she's what she is? Now, the thing is, everybody always leans to she's something bad because they don't know what she is. They always lean that way. How do you know what she is? I got to say this, using a label. If Becky is demonic, she's got to be the best behaved demonic person, spirit I've ever known, because we work for the better good. We help animals. We help people. She actually saved my life that time. She gives us a heads up. She keeps us safe. She told Becky not to get on the plane, me not to go out that day. She told us to go to the tree to deal with that bad stuff that me and Becky did together. Does that sound something bad? And then you get people, this was, what, 5-6 years ago. Don Phillips, you don't know what you're messing with. And you're going to burn in hell. This is the situation. Me and Becky are for the better good. And my attributes and everything we do is positive for the aid of others. If Becky's a demon and she's deceiving me, and I spend the rest of my life helping people, doing this, healing animals and everything else, and she's a demon and I go to hell, you know what? If I go to hell for being the best person I can be, I will deal with that at the time. But I can assure you, Becky is quite the opposite without going into details. But people fear what they do not understand, or when they don't understand it, it's automatically something deceptive. No. There is more deceptive people in this whole planet that we surround ourselves with than there is in the spirit world. That's from experience, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree. In the meantime, right, well, my friends, we're going to do this to a close shortly. I'm going to check if there's any more clips that we need to do. Limits of Becky's knowledge, I have no idea of her limits. I don't honestly. She seems to know what's going to happen. She guides us in the right direction from the path of danger. You know, I remember when that happened, Serpent. Why have you kept so much back from your earlier investigations, Kevin? I've got an old channel. It just says Don Phillips. Some of that stuff I'm now introducing on this channel, which might be the first time that you've actually seen it. But there is a lot of stuff I don't put out publicly because all at once, I'm a hard pill to swallow. So I tend to put things out gradually over a period of time. Revelations over a period of time. Because, you know, this is the public. The public is cynical. The public is suspicious. The public has been attuned to bullshit, lies, conjecture, wishful thinking, YouTube fake videos for so long. I've worked my ass off to stand away from what I call, without being disrespectful, public paranormal. Like, oh, there's a face in that orb, and somebody saying, oh, it's a man, he's desperately looking for his wife. I'm not interested in that. And this is why I don't use labels. Yeah, you know what? I've got super mediumistic abilities. Well beyond that. I don't want to use the word or label medium because there's a lot of shit associated with that. I don't want to use the word psychic or the label psychic because there's a lot of shit associated with that. You know, oh, I'm a psychic. People go, oh, okay, so here's another one. No, do you know what? My label is this. Don Phillips, this is who I am. This is what I do. Take it, leave it, do what you want with it. Period. And I'm happy with that. I don't need a label. Okay, so Kevin, I will always keep stuff back from investigations earlier and current because some things are not for public because you know what? Things have to be digested slowly over a long period of time. Thanks, Don. Wild Focus. Could Becky assist you by putting visual information in your mind, or is it just verbal? Okay, big question. Visual information in my mind. I didn't put this out publicly, but Steve Mara will be aware of this, and my amazing wife, Paddy, will be aware of this. Yes, she does. One such instance was this, was at the tree. If you've not seen that footage, it's online during the Paranormal Debate 2016. Just check that out with Steve Mara and a lot of people. Me and Becky was dealing with something, let's just call it bad. As I was walking back to the car, I got a flash of what actually transpired to do with infants at that tree. That's all I'm saying. Then I lost my temper. My adrenaline went out and I went straight back at the tree and we dealt with it. And when we dealt with it, there was nothing after. It had all ceased. It was gone. It was just, you know. So the short answer is yes. Now, Steve Mara is also aware of something I've not put out publicly, I don't think. Periodically, I will get, how do I put this? This is difficult, guys, to explain. I still probably explain it better. I get a, when you're falling asleep and you're just about to fall into that dream state and you start seeing things that look real. It's kind of like that. But I'm wide awake, I'm driving my car and I get a 2 to 5 second flash of something which makes no sense whatsoever. And again, this is attributed to my union with Becky, and it made no sense at the time whatsoever. The first time was, and I told Steve about this, is going back quite a way now. It was like this, boom, this guy and his woman or wife in the kitchen having a conversation. Lasted about 3 seconds. It's like, what? What does that mean? It's not relevant. So I kind of, whatever. This went on for a little while until, let's just say now they get more relevant. And I actually believe that someone in some way, somehow was actually testing whether that could actually be a thing with me. Because now these very rare, but they happen, Paddy knows this, flashes are of significance, let's say, which Steve Merritt is also aware of. So I don't know if I was being tested at the time to see how far we could be pushed or whether it would work, but it works. It's relevant. That's what I'm going to say about that right now. There'll probably be more about that throughout the year, but you know what? Yeah, that happens occasionally. Straight out of a Hollywood movie. I know. But you know what? Like I keep saying, there is an exception to every rule. And on Supernatural Files, you know what? You found it. You know, Patty knew I was a little bit weird before we got married. She probably thinks I'm even weirder since we've been married. Bless her heart. Oh, my goodness me. Kevin, I followed you from the beginning. Okay, Kevin, so you will understand the journey and you will have also seen my incremental progress throughout the years. Keys, I'm so excited and pleased to be alive in 2023, especially as this research progresses. Well, do you know what? This is not just words. This research is going to progress beyond anything anyone's ever done before. And why? Because I can, and I'm in a position to do it. Gunnar, I've seen you accurately read most situations we've been in, seen you identify types of spirits in minutes and seen the evidence after. If Becky wasn't who she said she is, I'd expect you to know. Yeah, I have a deeper knowledge of Becky than what is out publicly. Now, you know what? I'm going to get to a clip in a minute. But Brian Allen, great guy, author. He did some research trying to track down Becky. Couldn't find her. Oh, wow, red flag. This is the thing. And this is what I'm going to say on this subject. Do you not think, and I expect the production company to do the same, look for Becky Michaels, died 1985. Do you not think Becky would know people were going to be looking or finding, trying to find out about who she is, her life, and everything else? Guys, just like me, just like you, Becky is entitled to privacy, total. Why should her whole being be there for people to investigate, to blog about, and everything else? If she don't want that, that's fine. So all I'm going to say is this. Becky knew people would want an explanation as to who Becky is. So I'm just saying, if Becky decided to create a persona to satisfy people's curiosity, other than what she is or who she is, that's Becky's business. There is no doubt Becky is not a normal spirit. And because of my union with Becky, as Becky said, you are a part of me, as in I'm a part of her. That makes me kind of not like a normal person. But you know what, guys? You got to suck it up and deal with that. And there's always going to be questions that I can't answer. And I don't know how everything works myself. I've not got all the answers. I don't proclaim to have all the answers. I don't know everything about Becky, everything about the universe, everything about ghosts, spirits, demons, the afterlife. What I will say is my knowledge base is probably far advanced than anybody else because of my dealings with Becky and the guys. This year is going to be incredible. And Jess, you know what? We will answer a lot of your questions. And some people might want to piss on my answers, but you know what? That's fine. You can take it, leave it, do what you want with it. But this is not my opinion. This is coming, as I've said many times before, from the guys, from Becky and people like Becky. Okay. So don't shoot the messenger. I am just merely a pupil of many years. Right, what else have we got? I love the winters, honey. Oh, Paddy, you're such a babe. It's just our life and it's wonderful and I feel very privileged. Well, this is the thing, darling. Everything is a privilege. Life is a privilege. Do you know what? I don't want to get deep. I need you people to look at the world with fresh eyes. Seriously. Because I've said many times before, life is unpredictable, life is unfair, and life can be cruel. Not less my poor mother who's suffering with Alzheimer's and vascular dementia, and you don't know where she is. I've seen this decline. Oh my fucking God, it hurts. Oh my God, it hurts. Lisa Marie Presley, I've mentioned this before, 54, fine, died, gone, heart attack. Do you think when she got up that morning, she'll be thinking, this is my last day of my life? With her kids, her family. Do you know what? We all take life for granted. We all do it. Today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, 10 years, 5 years. Hey, I'm young. I'm fine. I've got like years ahead of me. No, guys. Despite a lot of people are not wanting to piss anyone's fire. God's will in everything. You know what? There is no God's will. There is life. It can be raw. It can be cruel. It can be unfair. My thing is this. Do you know what, guys? Just be the best person you can be. None of us are perfect, but just be the best person you can be, because life is short and unpredictable. Hey, here's Don Phillips. Next week, we'll do another Supernatural Files. Yeah, hopefully. I don't know if I'm going to be dead tomorrow, the day after, or the day after. I think I've got 20, 30, 40 years left, maybe. But you know what the truth of the matter is? We don't know. You can get up any morning, just a morning like any other morning, and you know what? That's your last day. Car crash, heart attack, run over, doesn't matter. That's how life is. That's how cruel life is. And that's why I'm a great advocate of just loving every single day and appreciating every moment you've got, guys, because you don't know how many moments you've got. See the world with new eyes. I mean, oh my God, the nature, the trees, the plants, the grass, the animals. Don't take it for granted, guys. I know we all do it, but like I said, do you know what? Life is a privilege, and we don't know how long we've got. Just be the best person you can be, and you can't go far wrong. Okay. Right, I'm done with that one. Let me see what's going on here. Becky, it's just our life and wonderful. I feel very privileged. I know, darling, so do I. Do you know what? I think we should go. I got this habit of going on forever and ever and ever and ever. Let me just check. I've got any more clips I want you to play. We played that one. Oh, here's one. So let me play this. I've played this already. Let me play this again. This is Becky. When I said Becky, people will be wanting to know who or what you are. Okay, and then I'm going to play another one after. Okay, and the same question and see what you can take from the answer. Here's that first one. Becky, what kind of being are you? If we was to put a label on you. You're part of me. Take it, leave it, do what you want with it. So that was that part. And then I asked the same question again. Because like I said, the production company have been asking people who I'm associated with, who do you think Becky is or what she is? And this sounds like and The Matrix. Forget Keanu Reeves. It's not that, but it sounds like it. I'd be interested to know what you guys are actually hearing or taking from this. Let me play this clip. It's only 37 seconds, but this is Becky's answer. Apart from your part of me, this is the other part of the answer of who and what Becky is. The answer's there in its entirety. It's just that we need to interpret it hopefully the right way and actually hear what it's saying the right way. But it's pretty difficult. Listen to this.
Who are we asking, or asking already? Who is Becky? What kind of being is Becky? What would you like to say? What would you like to tell them? Okay.
What are you hearing, guys? It sounds like I am the Matrix. No, the definition of the Matrix is a creator of something physical or an environment, as in the Matrix, I guess, with Keanu Reeves. It was the creation of an environment and another world. I'm not saying she is saying I am the Matrix, but it kind of sounds like it. I'd be interested to know what you guys are actually hearing. So comments below when this video is done, or comments now, that's absolutely fine. So we've done the Litetons. Oh my goodness, how good were they? You'll see first, fantastic. We've done the flowers thing, we've done part of me, supernatural files, blah 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 blah. Well, let's go to comments. We're going in 2 minutes now, guys. Keys. My mum is 88 and Alzheimer's variant, so hard for her. She still smiles, especially when the great grandkids visit. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Do you know what? Family is everything. Everything. My mum is well past that kind of stage. She's got Alzheimer's and she's got vascular dementia and she's had it a long time. And my sister, I'm not going to go into details, it doesn't matter. She's bad. She's in the final stages, basically. So, like I said, guys, life is unpredictable. Life is cruel. Just be the best person you can be. Try and hold your shit together and just try and get through it. Right, I'm going to go. You guys have been amazing as always. Wow, the Litetons, you know, we're gonna dig into that more. Hopefully they're going to speak more. We need to know who they are. They hear and see everything fantastic, but we need to know more about that. The conditions will start to improve now as we get over the winter. We're going to have a fantastic year. I can't wait for my stuff to be going out all over the place. This is the platform me and Becky have been waiting for before we start revealing new information. And I've got to say, just before I go, I've got a cunning plan. We all know that I am totally trying to get into the Skinwalker Ranch because me and Becky could give them information, find out stuff that they couldn't even dream of. I'm going to launch when this stuff goes out on the TV thing all over America and the UK. That's when I'm going to launch my offensive. That's when I'm going to try and contact people at Skinwalker Ranch and say, hey, look, take a look at this. This is who we are. This is proven. This is what we've done. Can we come onto your property? Can we try and help you unravel some mysteries of the Skinwalker Ranch? Please. If they agree, I think it'll be pretty mind-blowing for everybody. Right, I'm out of here, guys. It's getting late. I've just got a couple of comments just dropped in I'm going to read out before I disappear. Let's have a quick look. Mike Mitchell, morning, Don. Mike's in the UK. Morning, Mike. You'll have to catch up. Right, George, TV, TYVM, Don, and everyone else. This has been fantastic. You know what? I do these shows. Do you know what we need to do? Hold on. Hold the front page. We do these shows to make people question everything. The conditions are rubbish, but you know what? Let's see if we can get a good night from Becky, because that would be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it? I don't know if it's going to work, but this is real. This is what happens. What we got down here? Have a great night, and thank you for a great talk. Don't forget to tip your waitress, lol. Hang on, guys. Just give me 30 seconds. Becky, guys, can we just get possibly a good night to our viewers? Good night. That's what we're looking for. Ten-second limit. Well, I was about to say there, not sure that was. It was a bit scratchy, but we'll play that in a minute. Do you know what? Let's just try that through the amp. See if we can get anything from that. If not, it doesn't matter. We tried. Conditions are rubbish. My joystick is nearly burnt out, which means it's nearly bedtime. I'm nearly out of wine, which means it's nearly bedtime. My wife is waiting for me, which means it's nearly bedtime. Let's see. You'll notice there's nothing after the person has said what they're saying. That could be time to go to bed. No idea. Not brilliant by any stretch of imagination, but you know what, we try. Guys, thank you for joining me. See you next week on the Supernatural Files. You are all amazing. Support the channel. Any new viewers, support the channel. Support my work. This is incredible work we're doing, and this year it's only set to get better. This is what we've been aiming for all these years. So, my friends, good night for now, and I'll see you next week on next weekend. We're going to do Friday night. We'll do Friday night on the Supernatural Files, and we'll do it at 7 p.m. So now you're all aware. Share my work to everywhere, groups and everything, because we're trying to build this channel and our work is important. Thanks for joining me this evening. Gunnar, top guy, fantastic. And thank you, everyone. I'll see you next week on the Supernatural Files.